Good Monday afternoon, everyone. Welcome to GardenStateWeather.com, GardenStateWeather.blogspot.com, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. Superior forecasting for the Northern Mid-Atlantic. I'm meteorologist Robert Smith with the afternoon video forecast discussion for this gorgeous Monday, the 6th of April, 2020. Gorgeous in the weather department. Maybe not gorgeous everywhere else, but I'm looking on the bright side of things right now, and I see a lot of blooming in the yards, a lot of blooming everywhere. I was outside today actually suntanning for a little while, and then came in to do some odd jobs in the kitchen, cleaning the soffits out, and lots of other things. But absolutely fantastic, gorgeous weather to be outside today. And again, a lot of the parks are closed. My bank was closed. I needed to go to Wells Fargo to pick up quarters or whatever for the laundry, and they're closed too. So I'm going to have to figure out another way to do that. But that's a minor thing. That is minor. We're talking about the weather today, and there's not much to talk about today, but there's a lot of activity around the country, and there's also a lot of things that will be happening this week with our temperatures too. So we'll get right into it. Lots of strange things like the mouse goes, the keyboard goes. My favorite keyboard, able to resize things. Logitech is gone. Changed the batteries in it, rebooted the machine, nothing. And from the USA National Phenology Network, they do .org. This is our organization here. It's a governmental organization, but every week they keep up with the leaf index, the spring leaf index anomalies, and other indexes as well. This one is up to today, April 6th. Now, normally they report in too, but I think that they're working remotely because of COVID-19. I'm not sure exactly where they're located. Apparently, Arizona. This is where they're located, apparently. But we can see even over the last week, we've got a tremendous amount of spring leaf blooming here through all of New Jersey, most of Pennsylvania, and it's getting into southern New England, and it's extending now into Massachusetts. So this is expanding, and again, it's about 20 to 15 to 20 days ahead of schedule in this area, obviously, with the sunshine, the warm temperatures that we've having, and the wet ground. That would do it. National Visible Red Satellite across the country today. Well, it's just luscious here across New England and the northern mid-Atlantic. I mean, you couldn't ask for clearer blue skies. Robin's egg blue, as we're approaching Passover and Easter here, is just absolutely phenomenal outside. We'll take a look at the temperatures in a bit. And of course, we've got an active subtropical jet stream. We'll show that on water vapor. We've got a lot of things going on. And of course, the big story today is definitely the storm that's producing heavy snow in the mountains of California and rain as well. It's just incredible amounts of snow that are falling in some of these high mountains today, and has over the last 24 to 48 hours. And it's spreading into Nevada, yes, and the Intermountain West as well. National view of the contiguous United States here. We have another system getting ready to get into Washington, Oregon, and portions of Canada here, southwestern Canada. Look at this storm, though. The upper level low spinning across St. Bernardino County here in California. I probably pronounced that wrong. And again, all of this lifting. Look at all of this moisture influx into this area, with upper level divergence and diffluence in this area here is just incredible. And we've got convergence and confluence with the dry sinking air here as the upper low occludes over this entire area. Very interesting. Again, a very active subtropical jet stream. So we got moisture and rain coming down in portions of the southwest and Texas especially. But all this dry air, look at all of this gorgeous westerly wind. And wait till you see these juicy temperatures. If you haven't been outside today, you don't know what you're missing, because I was outside on a lawn chair for about an hour. Sun tanning, yes. Something that I normally do, but, everything's closed. So, got to do what nature provides you with anyway. National radar mosaic. Here comes the spokes of precipitation with the occlusion here of this upper low in Central California now, getting into the coastline. And all this uplifting, all this divergence producing moderate to heavy rain across this area, and all of this in the mountains has turned into snow above, let's say, 5,000, 7,000, 8,000 feet. Portions of Nevada the same. And again, here's our moisture influx into Texas with that rain beginning to spread over the region as well. And notice here, nothing. Nothing. We deserve a break, for crying out loud. We're going through enough here in New Jersey. My God. Well, hello there. Oh, I was just going to say, well, hello, Luscious. I heard something crack in the background. Something fell. It's minute, actually, in the bathroom. It's already fixed. Look at these temperatures at 3:30 this afternoon, 3:37. 60s, yes, yes. And so far today, the maximums are in the low to the mid 60s with absolutely clear skies. Clear skies. I can't find a cloud over New Jersey. And if you can, it's just a cumulus cloud, and it's passing through, and it's so small in size. Minimum temperatures this morning were in the upper 30s because it was chilly with clear skies, so we had a few 30s here, and basically low to mid 40s just about everywhere else. Here's a close-up of the the visible image this afternoon. No clouds. Nothing. Nothing. And this afternoon's National Weather Service current hazards. Again, we have some flood warnings in the northern plains here and along the Mississippi River Valley. Again, these areas have been in constant flood from spring melt, from snow melt from the north, and it's diving down into the Mississippi River Valley. And then, of course, additional rain that fell over this area in the last 10 to 15 days is causing, that as well. But this here is snow melt. That's what that is. Now, we have winter storm warnings here in South Dakota and Nebraska, and also in portions of Kansas, and also in portions of New Mexico here, and of course California, where we have this going on. But the rest of the nation is quiet. Checking with our friends here at the National Weather Service, the hazardous weather outlook here, with this in mind, is for minor coastal flooding and back beaches as well, with the spring tide that's coming in, the astronomical high tide. We have a full moon on Thursday. We're in waxing gibbous now. And, that's going to bring low tidal water levels up to about a foot. So in low-lying areas, that could cause some flooding. We're monitoring that, but that doesn't seem to be a big deal here. Also of importance here, the radar here, which is from the National Weather Service in Fort Dix, okay, is going to be down for approximately 2 weeks for a major upgrade starting April 20th. So we can't see what that kind of upgrade is going to do for our Doppler coming in May. So that's good news. National real-time temperatures this afternoon at 3 p.m. Well, with the snow and the rain and everything else on the West Coast and the mountains, it's in the 30s. Well, in Southern California, it's in the 70s. And a good chunk of the nation is relatively warm and quiet. It's been so pleasant here in the northern mid-Atlantic the last couple of days, and tomorrow will be another example of this as well. Maybe we'll squeeze out even Wednesday if we can. And then, of course, we've got temperatures in the 70s and 80s here in the deep south. So it's been quite beautiful. Kind of offsetting, all of the other extreme bad news with COVID-19. Looks like it doesn't want to stop. Let's start out with the National Weather Service blended model forecast temperatures over the next 10 days. Today, obviously, it will be in the mid-60s where it is right now. Tomorrow, even warmer, mid-60s to lower 70s. Wow. mid and upper 70s possible in the Washington, D.C. area. It's unfortunate that the Cherry Blossom Festival can only be seen by car. You know, if you go into the park, you can only drive through the park in your car. What a year we're having, I'll tell you. It's something else. And let's see, for Thursday, things try to trend down as a cold front moves through the area. Temperatures dropping off into the 50s to the north and the mid 60s to upper 60s as you get into Washington, D.C. area, the Baltimore, Maryland area here. So that's pretty impressive temperature difference there. This is below normal here. This is near normal or above normal here, and then well above normal here. So that's day 3 on Thursday. As we get to Friday, everybody chills down. It's well below normal. Normal highs for the northern mid-Atlantic area are generally running 55 to 60 degrees. So it's going to be chillier on Friday for sure. And that trend will continue on Saturday, warming up slightly to near normal in the Washington, D.C. area, but everybody else north of that, just chilly. And by the time we get into Sunday, Easter Sunday, things turn around. And then we get into the upper 50s and low and mid 60s again. But that comes with a caveat, and we'll talk about that in a moment. By day 7, which is Monday, we're back into the low 60s and upper 60s across the region, which is above normal again. And then back down again on Tuesday with another cold frontal passage, upper 50s to low and mid 60s. And right now for next Wednesday, below average, 55 to 59 degrees. Well, that nearly stationary actually. And then of course by Thursday of next week, April 16th, we're in the low 50s across the north and around 60 to the southwest. All in all, not too bad. National record high temperatures not showing any for today. Might be 1 or 2 around the Louisiana Sound and also portions of Florida for tomorrow. By Wednesday, we've got a few that we could be broken here in Arkansas and Louisiana and portions of the Gulfport regions of Florida and Louisiana and Alabama, and a few around Florida too. Yeah, the east coast of Florida where everything's just gorgeous right now. On Thursday, by the way, I do belong in Florida. Everybody knows that. Everybody who knows me knows that, including my best friends who live in West Palm Beach and beg me daily to move down there. And of course, some record high temperatures could be broken or met on Thursday across Florida and the Gulf Coast area as well. And nothing really happening by maximums here on Friday. Saturday, maybe 1 or 2 near the Keys. That's about it. The Florida Keys. Another great place to be. At this time of the year, any place in the South is great, but Florida, East Coast, just divine. Okay, don't know how that got on our screen. Let's try this again. I guess that was the software update or something like that. Anyway, here is the latest European model guidance that just came in this morning. On the upper left-hand panel, we have the precipitation. On the right upper panel, we have the 850 millibar temperatures at mid-level. On the lower left panel, we have the 10-meter wind. And then, of course, the snow depth. Not really looking at much snow depth here. But what is interesting is that the model, even though it's slowing up the precipitation again for, let's say, Easter Sunday, allowing Easter Sunday right now to be dry, but it is showing that 2 short waves, one in the northern branch and one in the southern branch, are going to gather strength and have an amalgamation around Monday. And that, you know, is going to spread some kind of precipitation on the north end and the southern end being the heaviest right now. Last night and yesterday morning, past several runs actually have shown this to be true. And the model on the upper right-hand panel, the 850 millibar temperatures, just wants to crash the cold air into the northeastern United States. Now, the GEM model, the Canadian model, has been following suit, but this looks a little bit overdone if this were to happen, because this storm is going to bomb out and then bring a lot of cold air into all of the northeastern United States, including Canada and the Great Lakes and the eastern seaboard briefly, if this happens. And this would be like the middle of April. Now, again, there's going to be modification that comes out of this, but this model has, the model trends haven't been so fantastic, but look at this at the end. This is incredible. We've got a cold pool with an upper level low here at 850 millibars on the Wednesday the 22nd. And then, all this wraparound here with the surface low out in Pennsylvania occluding, okay, naturally at the surface. And then these spokes of, precipitation coming through with a very dynamic storm here. So, the atmosphere can be roiled at this time of the year. And I want to get into, let's see if we can get into the other model. Let's see if the GFS, from this morning agrees with any of this. Right now I'm looking through it and agrees, again, with a cold pool coming in. It sees the cold pool in the 850 millibar panel on the right-hand side, but it doesn't really show a heck of a lot of precipitation with this. It does with the front on Thursday, the 9th. And then that is a dynamic cold front, obviously. We talked about that. That is going to be a strong cold front that changes our temperatures for Friday and the weekend. But then, what's imperative here is, like, what does it do by Sunday and Monday? Now it's starting to see the same kind of combination the European model has saw, and it's also catching up with the Canadian model, where there's a phase between, or an amalgamation between, the polar branch and the southern branch system. And it shows the storm almost identical to what the European model has been showing for days. Wow, that's incredible. It's finally catching up, and even the Canadian model is catching up. And look at on the 850 millibar temperatures here, and even the on the upper right-hand panel, it shows the same kind of cold air that, not as extreme as the European model guidance, but the idea that it's actually seeing this kind of pattern in agreement with the European model guidance is incredible. Well, I think I've overstayed my welcome. This is a very long broadcast, and I hope that it goes up well on the internet. Enjoy the rest of the afternoon. It's an Easter egg blue sky. Do get out there with these temperatures and go for a walk. Clear your head. Put your earbuds in. Don't forget to cover your mouth and your nose. And stay socially distant and safe. For GardenStateWeather.com, GardenStateWeather.blogspot.com, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube, I'm meteorologist Robert Smith. Enjoy the rest of this beautiful, fantastically gorgeous afternoon.